Yo, what is up guys? Today in Anime Champion Simulator, we are going to be reviewing my viewer teams inside of my Discord server. If you guys would like to join, there is a link down in the description below. We host giveaways and more, including rating my viewers' teams. This is most likely going to be a series and we will do more videos as more viewers submit pictures of their teams. But let's just get straight into it. So first up, we have Loki, an NPC with his team. He has a maxed out Kisuke with a godly maxed out Ichigo and another Kisuke with a Gojo, a Sukuna, a Giyu, and a Zenitsu. All of them have full cosmic traits besides the Sukuna here. Overall, this team is really solid because he has two of the new cosmic characters, which is really good, but he is lacking two cosmics that he can replace for his Sukuna and his Zenitsu. So for those reasons, I'm going to give it an 8.5 out of 10. If you replace both of these with like a godly apex and a time breaker, then I would give it a 10. Well, actually he is missing another cosmic over here, so that's why he's also getting like that low of a score. By no means this like a low score or anything, but actually he's like just not the best team available right now. I would say his DPS is probably around the 50 to 60 billion damage range without boosting, so that's pretty solid, you know. Let's go ahead and move on to the next submission. So our second user submitted, he is using a Kisuke, a Gojo, a Gon, a Sukuna, and two Ichigos, including a godly Killua. So let's just start off and let's see that they have literally zero cosmic traits on their units. They have a Kisuke, a Gojo, and a Gon, which is probably going to give them around Harmony 3 with their other units, so that's pretty good. There's a lot to improve though, like this Gojo has strong 3 and doesn't even have a second quirk. He's not even Ascension 2, and this Ichigo has strong 1, so I'm not really sure what's up with that. And this Killua here doesn't even have any quirks on it and is godly with Ascension 2, so I don't know what he's doing with that. So overall, I'm not gonna lie, this team is pretty bad besides that Ascension 2 Gon and Kisuke. So for those reasons, I'm gonna go ahead and give it a 6 out of 10, because like if you look at it, this Gojo is an ascended, like the team can be improved by a lot. If I were to give him like some tips or something like that, I would say get rid of the Ichigo, Sukuna, Ichigo, and Killua, and I would say replace them with some better cosmic units. Also, I would definitely recommend this guy goes to do more raids because he does not have any single cosmic quirk, which really is gonna increase your damage, and he doesn't even have skins for all of his units. Well, I mean, he will have skins for all of his units like once the update drops, but because of that, like his scores and damage is going to be just a lot lower. If I were to rate his damage, I would probably say he's getting to maybe 20 billion. So yeah, I'm just going to leave it with a 6 out of 10. Pretty decent team overall, pretty average for a decent player, but overall it's not going to be like in a high tier DPS range. But let's just move on to our third submission. So here we have our third submission, honestly looking pretty cracked already. So this guy has an Ascension 2 double cosmic quirk Kisuke, a Gojo with black hole and assassin with the skin, and he has an Ascension 1 Gon with celestial, a Sukuna double black hole godly. He also has a double black hole Zenitsu and a Ichigo with black hole and assassin, which is also godly, as well as a second Sukuna with double black hole that's godly, finishing off with the time breaker with black hole. All right, so let's just break down his team here. So far it's looking pretty good. Obviously I would say replace this Gojo's assassin with something like celestial so that I can have the highest damage possible, and he's definitely gonna have to rush this Gon to Ascension 2 before the update if he hasn't already. He also has two Sukunas. I don't know if I would recommend going for two Sukunas because then it's gonna be more difficult to get Harmony 3, but the quirks on his mythicals are good besides this Ichigo, which would probably be replaced with celestial if he doesn't plan on getting more cosmics. And he doesn't even have Ascension 1 on this cosmic right here, which is gonna make its damage so much lower, so I would recommend him also rushing this to Ascension 2 and getting something else good on it. But overall, this is a pretty solid team. The only thing I'd recommend to him really is to replace these with cosmics if he can, and if he can't, then to replace the quirks with better ones. But overall, this is also going to be a very solid team. I would give this one around I would say around an 8 is good. 8 out of 10. Obviously not the best team, but it's going to be pretty solid, better than the average player by far. If I were to give this a DPS range, I would probably say without boosting he's getting to maybe like 40 billion, maybe 50. But yeah, it's a pretty good team. Let's move on to our fourth submission. All right, so this is our fourth submission. Let's just see what this person has going on for them. So they have a Kisuke with black hole, a assassin giant, that's not assassin, I meant an archmage giant Ichigo, a Gojo with archmage, a Killua Ascension 2 with assassin and strong 3, an Ichigo with assassin sniper, sniper. Okay, so what it's looking like right now is I'm only going to be judging the equipped units, so I'm not going to like judge his Doro right now. So I'm just going to go ahead and assume that his team is these like 5 units right now. And I'm not going to lie, his team is looking pretty weak. He has a Keysuke that's not even ascended at all with Black Hole. Obviously the Black Hole is good, but he doesn't have a skin on it or ascension, so it's probably going to be pretty weak if I had to guess. He then has an Ichigo with Giant and Archmage, and those are not some of the best mythical talents that you can have, so I wouldn't say this unit's very strong either. His Gojo has Archmage, but it doesn't have a skin and it's not ascension, so it's obviously going to be pretty weak. He's a Killua rocking Assassin and Strong 3. There's not much to say, like Assassin is pretty good, but the Strong 3 is like not very beneficial to him, and he doesn't have any cosmic quirks on his DPS team here. And the last one that he has in his team is an Ichigo with Assassin and Sniper. I think this Ichigo is overall going to be his strongest unit because of the bonuses that Assassin and Sniper do, but overall his team is pretty weak. I'm gonna have to give it a 5.5 out of 10. I subtracted some points because he only has 5 units equipped. If I were to give him some advice, I would say replace the mythicals with cosmics obviously, and to get cosmic traits with skins and stuff like that. But this team looks pretty average. This is what I expect an average player to have. Let's go ahead and go on to our next submission. So our next submission here has a double Black Hole Retsuki, a cosmic double cosmic quirk Kisuke, a Gon with Celestial and Black Hole, a Gon with Assassin and Celestial, a double Black Hole Godly Zenitsu, a Shinrei with Celestial Black Hole, which is also godly, and an Assassin Black Hole Sukuna. This team off the bat is obviously very good. He has a double Black Hole Cosmic, and all of his cosmic units have some sort of cosmic trait on them, and all of his mythical quirks also have at least one godly trait on them, with the last one only having Assassin, which is still the best mythical quirk in the game. He has no godly cosmics, but that's fine. The fact that he already has a Celestial Gon with Black Hole is pretty crazy. The only things that I could really say is to replace this Gojo's Assassin with Black Hole and to replace these with some better cosmics. But overall, this is a very good team. I'm gonna give it an 8 out of 10. If he had like more godly cosmics or stuff like that, then it would be like a 9 or a 10. But for those reasons, I'm gonna have to leave it at an 8. So our next submission is going to have a godly Kisuke with Celestial and Black Hole, a Gon with Assassin and Black Hole, another Kisuke with Black Hole and Celestial. He has a Gojo with Assassin and Strong 1, an Ichigo with Assassin and Celestial, a Sukuna with Sniper and Black Hole, and another Retsuki with Sniper and Assassin. So off the rip, I can tell this team is like still being made. I don't think he has finished it, but we're just gonna have to judge what we see so far. So this Kisuke with Godly is definitely going to be his best unit. It's pretty solid. The only thing that I would say is that it doesn't have a skin, so for that reason, it's not going to be the best unit that it could. His other Kisuke also doesn't have a skin, which is pretty bad. I would definitely recommend getting the skins for them now, especially before the update drops. He's also rocking a Gojo, which is unskinned, and it has Strong 1, which is obviously going to be very bad. I definitely would recommend him to get the skin and get some cosmic traits on that, and to replace all his other mythical traits with cosmic traits. And he also has a Retsuki with Sniper and Assassin that does not have a skin, so that's going to be pretty bad. I mean, the team overall, it can work. It's definitely better than average. I would say this guy gets around 35 billion DPS, but I would definitely recommend for him to get more skins and more cosmics. So this is our next submission. He's looking a little bit better than our last one. So this guy is using a Kisuke, a Gon, a Ichigo, another Kisuke, a Gojo, a Zenitsu, and a Retsuki. So he has a Kisuke with Black Hole Celestial, which doesn't have a skin, so for that reason, we're gonna have to take away a little bit of points. This Gon is very good. It has Celestial and Giant already, but I would get rid of Giant and try to get Sniper on it. The reason why I don't want him to get Assassin on this Celestial is because for some reason, Celestial does not stack with Assassin for boss damage, so overall, Sniper and Celestial is going to be the best combo for damage. He also is using this Ichigo with Godly, which doesn't have a skin, but it is Black Hole Celestial, so if he does get the skin on that, it'll be a great unit overall. His second Kisuke does have a skin on it though, with the Black Hole and Celestial, so I'm gonna assume that it's better than the first Kisuke. This is a very solid unit right here. I personally have 2 Kisukes with Celestial and Black Hole on my team, so this is really a good unit. He has a double Black Hole Gojo, which is obviously going to be very solid, but if he doesn't care about like rare units, then I would definitely replace that Black Hole with the Celestial. The worst part of his team is that he's using a Zenitsu with Black Hole and Giant. Zenitsu's kind of outdated right now, and the fact that he's using Giant on it makes it a little bit worse. But the Retsuki is good. Black Hole Celestial with the skin. This is also a very good unit. I have one on my team as well. So overall, this guy is definitely better than average. I'm gonna go ahead and give him a 7.8 out of 10. I've taken away some points because he's missing 2 skins and he's using a Giant Zenitsu, but definitely a solid player. I would assume this guy has at least 400 hours. Let's go on to our second to last submission. So our last submission is going to be using a Gon, a Kisuke, 2 Ichigo, Ichigos, a Sukuna, a Gojo, and a Zenitsu. So this guy has an Ascension 2 Gon with Giant, which is pretty good. Most people right now don't have a Celestial Black Hole Gon because getting traits for them is kind of difficult right now, but I would definitely say when the update comes out to try and get Black Hole on that as well as the new skin. This Takeshi, honestly, it's pretty mid. He's using Giant and Assassin, which is a pretty bad combo. If you're going to use Assassin, at least use something like Black Hole that will make up for the attack speed. But if he switched that Giant to like Sniper and I got the skin, wouldn't be bad. But if he could get like both double Cosmic Quirk on it, then it would be definitely a top tier unit. He's using a Godly Ichigo with Assassin and Sniper. Pretty good unit overall, but I personally wouldn't use Ichigo on any of my teams. And I would definitely recommend switching to Cosmics on all of his units because Cosmic Quirks are going to give you so much of a damage boost. It's actually crazy. He has another Ichigo. This time it's using Giant instead of Sniper. This unit is going to be worse than his last Ichigo because Giant is not better than Assassin. So these two are pretty mid units. He's using a Sukuna with Black Hole and Assassin. Again, this is like the perfect example of like when you would switch. Like if this Assassin went to this Ichigo and this Giant went to this Sukuna, then it would be like a perfect match because the Black Hole would negate the Giant's attack speed and this unit over here would have a 100% crit chance. But overall, this unit's going to be pretty mid because it's a mythical from a past world and it's not even a cosmic with some pretty mid quirks. Well, obviously not mid, but if you're going for top tier DPS, this isn't going to make the cut. One of the worst parts of this team, I would say, is that he's using a Gojo with Giant and it's not even Ascension 2. And if you guys didn't know, having a second quirk increases your damage so much. So the fact that he doesn't even at least have a cosmic quirk on it is going to greatly deteriorate his value. So this unit is definitely not the best. His last unit is a Zenitsu with Giant and Black Hole, which is like an example of what you'd have to rock if you were using Giant. But it's looking like this unit isn't godly, and using a unit that's from a past world and it's not even godly is going to be very bad for your DPS. So he has like a few good units, but overall most of his units are pretty mid. So I'm going to go ahead and give this guy a 6.8 out of 10. But yeah, that's going to be it for the video. Those were all of my submissions. If you guys would like to be in the next video, then make sure to join the Discord server and submit your teams to be rated. Thank you all for watching, and goodbye.